Internets, hello you absolute lovelies. Let's talk all about Spider-Noir episodes 4, 5, and 6. The second act of the Amazon show was full of so many twists, so many turns, so many noir pulp moments, and felt so like the exact medley I was hoping for from this show. This is going to be full spoilers for episodes 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to be reviewing these in chunks. I just did episodes 1, 2, and 3. Episodes 7 and 8 are going to be my next video. Lots of stuff when you have these all coming out at once at MGM and Amazon. So this is going to be spoilers for 4, 5, and 6. This is your last warning. And spoilers, I love that we're getting a mid-season origin that feels so of this time. This is a full-on monster movie, body horror, all the stuff I think of from the other side of the pulpy noir era. I think of like romance, I think of Scenes in the Rain, I think of gangsters, I think of those things certainly, but I also think of very, very beautiful pulpy noir monster horrific experiments, mad scientists, all those things, and now that's all come together in this second act. So using the origin when they did, I think was genius. Man Spider being what bit him instead of a spider that turns him into Spider-Noir, genius. But the biggest thing of all for me was the twist of the name. It is so genius that after what happened in the war, he would change his name. So he's not Ben Reilly because of a clone. He's not picking the name of his Uncle Ben and his Aunt May Riley Parker. The maiden name of Aunt May is where Riley comes from. He's not doing it because he's a clone. He's choosing those names because he is in fact Peter Parker, a name in our reality they probably can't legally say because he drinks and he kills people. So Peter Parker cannot drink in the comics and usually can't drink in other mediums, and that's a hard and fast rule. But also, like, there's violence and guns and all those things here too. So I thought they were making him a pseudonym for reality reasons. That is part of it, but they also tied that into the actual storytelling reasons, which also gives us likelihood that Spider-Verse is in fact canon. The show opens with him saying, people have asked me about other worlds. That pretty much implied it. This solidifies it because he is, of course, Peter Parker in the Spider-Verse films. He talks about the origin, all those things. Now, this is that Spider-Man, which makes me oh so very happy. So each episode I thought did an incredible thing. The first episode came back from that great cliffhanger of Silvermane shooting someone. We find out it's the other main goon, giving him a void in his gang, and that gives this power vacuum that allows for the full corruption of Tombstone and Sandman, because Tombstone is on the fence. He's trying to navigate, like, taking care of his people, and he's basically that underdog he is in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and brought into corruption a little quickly in this one. But Sandman, on the other hand, sees Cat Hardy and feels betrayed again and then goes full Silvermane. I love how that structure works. I also love the budding romance in that first episode between Cat and Peter. And I love that Cat Hardy is just like Felicia Hardy in that she walks this precarious line of trying to navigate right and wrong, but still mainly serving herself. And I truly believe she loved Flint Marko more than she loved Ben Reilly, but on this discovery of him as the Spider, always in the comics, Black Cat loves Spider-Man and not really Peter Parker. And I'm really digging how those affections grow as the Spider is revealed, because that feels like the comics in a very unique new way. That really worked for me. So the end of that first episode, that Gwen Stacy moment out the window, which, by the way, I'm reacting to these over at Real Rejects. If you want to see my reaction to all of these moments and a review over there, check out Real Rejects. But that Gwen Stacy moment out the window and that reversal of things, that catch, and then that reveal of Spider-Man to end that first episode, genius. This is also the first moment where I was like, I get them releasing this in the binge model as much as I prefer weekly. I thought those first 3 episodes weren't as much my cup of tea as these 3 episodes, so I get with the pacing and with the noir aesthetic that a lot of us aren't familiar with that pulpy world that is a little bit more slow-paced and methodical. This act feels more like a blend of being authentic to that world while also a little bit more editing flourish, a little bit more modern musicality. Different things feel a little bit more modern, but still very much of that time. So this second act I feel is more approachable, and I wish that the second act especially was released weekly, because it would have been great if maybe they do that thing where they release 1, 2, and 3 at once, but then 3 with the gun cliffhanger would have been a beautiful wait for the week to discuss it, especially now we're at 4. That moment of reveal of her knowing he's the Spider would have been a great thing to discuss week to week. But here we are, episode 5, we get into the origins and we get into so many details about the character. 5 and 6 are a beautiful blend together. I really love that we get that like psychedelic element. We get, you know, how Spider-Man was formed. Sorry, that's more 6. I'm going to talk about 5 and 6 together because, again, they blur together when you watch them all at once. I have not seen 7 and 8 yet, but I watched 4, 5, and 6 together. So 5 and 6, we get, obviously, the body horror elements get heightened. The monster elements get heightened. We get the origin retold, and that's a really wonderful sequence. We find out the reveal of his name. All those things really work. That guy, you know, basically revealing he was serving with him, that really was cool with his aging and all those details. But the elements of the flashbacks in episode 5, I will stick to 5. The flashbacks stuff in episode 5 with the origin, I think that's a beautiful mid-season tradition that works especially well here, because I didn't think we'd get that because of how known Spider-Man's origin is, but the Spider's origin is different. So not only do we get the details of how he was involved in the war, how his spider sense is affected, how all of that has been leading, his mystery has been leading to that, but simultaneously we see a much more aggressive SILVERMANE. We see the city being affected more. We get a lot of great stuff with ROBBIE ROBERTSON and the secretary / other PI, Janet. We get all that stuff in that episode that really grows the world out, but we also start solving mysteries while new mysteries get opened, which brings us to 6, which is full body horror. That's where we get, you know, that psychedelic elements. We get all of the experimentation on him. Greg brought up a really good point in the monster element of this, which is a throwback to the 30s. All the other mutates had experiments done in them. The spider bit the Spider-Man, sorry, the man spider bit him, causing him to be the spider. Now with the experimentation, that's more of that classic 30s monster horror, and it ties him even closer to the other one. So I think that really was beautiful. I love, you know, the mother as the villain, the mad scientist, and she had plausible reasons for that horror, even though she was clearly the villain there. I love SILVERMANE and his, you know, mission brought on by ROBBIE ROBERTSON. I love how integral the journalism in the Daily Bugle is to all this. I love Robbie getting his desk and fighting, chipping away at all the bullshit. I really think the show is absolutely singing now, and we end with that full suit-up Spider moment with a lot of Cageisms. I think one of the best parts about casting Nick Cage as Ben Reilly, not only is the freedom to drink and a little bit more violent, but the Spider is much more arachnid than Spider-Man. There's a lot going on. He talks about his instincts. He talks about how he moves and how the spider is trying to come out. That allows Nick Cage, the actor, to do some Cageisms. I love the physicality and his body trying to be the spider. I love that Cage gets to lean all the way in to all the eccentric tics and vocalization. Every time he goes undercover, he gets to do another like 1920s and 30s voice. Every time the spider starts to take over, he gets to the physicality. This is the dream Nick Cage role, because he gets to embody all of the Cageisms, but in canonically logical ways. It's very much the Vampire's Kiss era Nick Cage, but in a way that makes sense. That's also Spider-Man. I see why he exec produced this. These 3 episodes are, the first 3 were liked. These 3 are love. I now love this show. I'm very excited for episodes 7 and 8 to see where we go. I also love that I don't know where the show is going. It's kept me on my toes. The only thing I'm sure of is that the spider will make it, but I worry with all the femme fatale details that have been so good, like the join me on the train, the, you know, all the rain scenes, the woman that is in love with 2 men and one trying to get them to pick her and leave with her, like all the beautiful femme fatale stuff. I worry she doesn't make it. I worry Cat Hardy doesn't make it. So really curious that the show keeps me guessing. I'm really curious how the show ends. We've only got 2 episodes left. That video will be up very soon. But yeah, I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. How are you digging Spider-Noir? Did you, like me, dig these 3 a little bit more? What are you thinking about the escalation? Did you enjoy the origin? Did you enjoy the monster elements? Did you dig these 3? Let me know in the comments. Please like this video. And I didn't say it at the top, but if you like movies, if you like TV, if you like comic book stuff, please hit that subscription bell. You join me for 8 minutes talking about this one. I talk about this stuff all the time from the perspective of someone that reads about 50 comics a week, trying to be a bit informed about this stuff, and someone that loves movies for my whole life as well. So please hit that subscription bell if that's your cup of tea, and I will see you very soon for 7 and 8. I appreciate y'all. Bye.